Hey y'all, welcome as we continue reading through the Psalms together. Today we're going to be reading Psalm 58. During David's exile years, Saul led the nation down a path of political and spiritual ruin as he disobeyed God's law and opposed God's will. Saul was surrounded by a group of fawning flatterers who fed his ego and catered to his foolish whims. He put people into places of authority who used their offices for personal gain rather than national good. David himself had been treated illegally, and it's likely that many of his men lost all they had because they followed David. And we'll go ahead and start in verse 1 of Psalm 58. Justice. Do you rulers know the meaning of the word? Do you judge the people fairly? No, you plot injustice in your hearts. You spread violence through the land. These wicked people are born sinners. Even from birth they have lied and gone their own way. They spit venom like deadly snakes. They are like cobras and refuse to listen, ignoring the tunes of the snake charmers, no matter how skillfully they play. David voiced his concern regarding how wicked Saul and his men were, and he addressed the lawless leaders in this psalm of lament. When they should have spoken, they were silent, and when they spoke, they ignored God's law. They had evil hearts. They were born in sin, just like we are today as well. However, they made no effort to seek the Lord's help in controlling that sinful nature, and they gave in to every single evil impulse. It's because humans are sinners that God established government and law. Without God's law, society would be in chaos. It's from the heart that evil words come out of mouths and evil deeds are done by hands. This is why Jesus' primary concern is our hearts. It's always been and it always will be. A heart in surrender to the Lord brings glory to the Lord and blessing to our lives. It doesn't mean that life will be easy, but it does mean that the Lord is with us in every valley and on every mountaintop, drawing us closer and closer to Him every single moment of every day. And we'll continue in verse 6. Break off their fangs, O God. Smash the jaws of these lions, O Lord. May they disappear like water into thirsty ground. Make their weapons useless in their hands. May they be like snails that dissolve into slime, like a stillborn child who will never see the sun. Seeing innocent people suffer because of unjust judges made David angry, and rightfully so. There is a righteous anger that ought to show itself whenever innocent people are being condemned or oppressed, or helpless people are being abused. David didn't do any of the things that he mentioned, but he asked the Lord. He gave it to the Lord, and he asked the Lord to intervene. He knew that vengeance belongs to the Lord always. And we'll go ahead and continue in verse 9. God will sweep them away, both young and old, faster than a pot heats over burning thorns. The godly will rejoice when they see injustice avenged. They will wash their feet in the blood of the wicked. Then at last everyone will say, there truly is a reward for those who live for God. Surely there is a God who judges justly here on the earth. David used imagery to describe the ultimate judgment that is coming. There is a coming day of judgment, and evildoers will not escape it. When victorious soldiers walked around the field and picked up the spoils of the battle, their feet would get stained by the blood of their enemies. Walking in cream and oil was a picture of wealth, and walking in blood was a picture of victory. They rejoice at the release from death and being set free from chains of bondage. God vindicates himself, his law, and his people, and he does it justly in his perfect holy love. When we choose Jesus, we receive his victory. We receive his freedom. We receive his restoration and his redemption. We are set free from the chains of the sinful, broken world so that we can dance in the freedom of the never-ending and unfailing love of Jesus now and for all eternity. Nothing compares to Jesus, and nothing can satisfy like he does. Thanks, y'all. I hope you're having a glorious day in the Lord.